name is Angela, and I'm from Washington, D.C. in the US of A.
My name is Helga, and I'm from South Africa.
The reason I applied to take part in the PROMS initiative was because I was so intrigued by the mission, by the opportunity to give input on the patient perspective, and to learn more about what was being done to center the patient voice in care, decision-making, research, trials, etc., particularly for the entire MS community.
I joined the PROMS Global Initiative because it's important to me that people with MS are represented in initiatives such as this.
I think the reason that the patient-reported outcomes are so important to me is because we know what happens to us day to day, moment to moment within a day, and it helps us to shape and share our stories, to give insight that might differ from what is present when we go for a clinical visit or when we have an infusion or any type of medical appointment. That's just one snapshot, but patient-reported outcomes gives us an opportunity to say, here's what's happened to me since you've seen me last, and here's a way to quantify that, to characterize the journey that I'm on.
Patient-reported outcomes are information about a patient's health that comes directly from the patient without the interpretation of a clinician. PROs are included information about symptoms, quality of life, and how the disease or the treatment affects the patient. Patient-reported outcomes are important to me so that the lived experience of people with MS is better understood, measured, recorded, and managed. And if everyone is better at using patient-reported outcomes, research, healthcare, and daily life, would be the lived experience of people with MS in all aspects would be better understood.
One of the best things that have come out of being part of the PROMS initiative have been the ability to collaborate, to learn from various perspectives, to learn what clinicians and trialists value and what they think is important, to learn what clinicians think is important, to learn what payer systems and regulators think is important, and then being part of a global community. Seeing MS not just from a US perspective, but seeing it from the global perspective, knowing what's happening in different places, understanding that what we have here differs so vastly from what is available in other places. And sometimes that's good, and sometimes that's not so good. So I'm learning to grow and to understand the various things that can impact a life with MS.
Through the PROMS Global Initiative, I've been part of the ECT members that listed the functional domains, the explanations, and examples. We developed and piloted a survey about the lived experience of people with MS, and we're now piloting a survey about e-health and digital healthcare devices. We've also presented the expectations of patients with regards to the use of digital devices. We have also co-authored a paper about artificial intelligence, science of the patient input, and that was a perspective from people with multiple sclerosis.
I think more people should be a part of the PROMS initiative and the ECT because we have that lived experience. We can't expect anyone to understand what it's like to live with MS if they don't have MS. They might get a glimpse of it here or a glimpse of it there, but they will never know the day-to-day. We need more voices because there are almost 3 million of us across the globe. And if we don't have representation from a portion of those, then we don't have the entire scope that we need to make an impact, to ensure that we are being centered as a community.
We need more people affected by MS to join us. We need to make sure that we have good representation of people with MS. We know that MS affects everyone differently, so we need to make as many different viewpoints as possible. We need to bring people's life experiences forward. We need you to be you. Come and join us.